Yo, it is JoJo Hardtack here, and these are the bass vlogs. If you enjoy EDM, dubstep, or just general rave-related content and super cool burps just like that one, then sit tight because we've got a show for you. Like and subscribe because we have plenty of funny and amazing content to come. Another reason for you to like and subscribe, we are going to do a giveaway on this video. Super simple. All you have to do to enter the giveaway, for that matter, it'll be paid through PayPal. All you have to do to enter is leave a comment, something in regards to the video or something in regards to the channel. Pretty much whatever you want. Either talk about how much you liked it, how much you hated it even, or talk about something you think the channel should do later. And if you do that, you'll be entered in to win. You can enter 2 times on this video and 2 times on the next video that'll be coming out next week. The week after that, when this 3rd video comes out, that will be when we will announce who the winner is, and I will also comment on their comment to tell them that they won. So basically the winner of this $20 will be announced in 2 weeks. And you know what? Let's be crazy. We're just gonna make it $40. Change that right there. I'm not even gonna edit that. Cool, that'd be wild shit. So basically, make sure to have a PayPal hooked up. Otherwise, it's gonna be like, if you don't have a PayPal, then I can't really send it to you unless I like see you and like go to where you live, and I don't want to drive somewhere like far away. So, enter the contest. In this particular video, I'm gonna talk to you about some rave mistakes that I made on Halloween. Cause I try to give you guys advice on how to rave better, but sometimes I don't follow my own advice. And this is a story of a day I didn't follow any of that advice. So I went to Ganja White Knight's Halloween party. It was out in Des Moines this year. Was really excited about it, especially because his one album just came out. It wasn't technically considered a part of the one tour. I don't believe it wasn't on the one tour lineup. So I think it was just kind of an extra show he added on. But my friend Christian told me about it, and I was super excited to go. So I basically decided I was going to this really last minute. He told me about it like 3 or 4 days before. And I had a lot going on with work. I still have a lot going on with work right now. And I didn't have a lot of cash at the time, I don't think. So I wasn't sure if I was actually going to go. But the day of, he convinces me to buy a ticket like 5 hours before the show. So that's where I made my first mistake. I didn't prepare. So I pick up my check from the bank and whatnot. And got plenty of cash. I get a couple messages from my friend. She wanted me to pick her up some limited edition merch for her boyfriend's birthday. She said she'd pay me later. I said, yeah, sure, I'll try to get that done. Now, initially, at this point, this is when I made my second mistake, because I remembered who I am. I'm a person who loses things. So I said, this is going to be really annoying. I'm going to have to pick up this jersey. I'm going to have to hold on to it the entire time while I'm at the show, while I'm at everything. And so I made a smart decision. I said, you know what? I'm going to buy this jersey at the end of the show. Smart, right? Well, remember that. Remember that. Start driving all the way out to Des Moines. Boring ride, all by myself. I'm getting hype in the car. I'm listening to like a lot of happy hardcore. I'm really into S3RL. I'm super into them right now, so I was listening to a lot of S3RL and just wilding out. I get to Des Moines, and I was staying at my friend's house that night. So I decide, all right, I'm going to stop at my friend's house. Have a couple drinks there, super chill. Only problem that develops there, again, failure to plan. I'm way behind schedule at this point. I'm about to be like an hour late to the show. I'm slamming drinks. I'm getting in the car. I'm getting a ride there. My phone is pretty much dead. I've got like 30% charge on it. I'm charging it in our car. No charge phone, big mistake. Remember that one. So my phone's at like 25%. So she drops me off. I charged my phone a little bit in the car. I'm at like 32%. And of course I need to shoot these videos for you. Video. So I see Subtronics, and I'm having a reasonably good time. I'm running into like some Basewoods fam, my buddy Steve, and a couple of my other buddies, and whatnot. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. Now I'm thinking about that jersey, and I'm like, well, I don't want to get it right now because I don't want to lose it. The jersey that I was going to get for my friend, so that she could give it to her boyfriend. So I pick up this hat. Yeah, this is the one hat. If you guys haven't seen it yet, this is the Ganja White Night one hat. And I'm just having a good time. I'm having a good day. I'm excited. I am overjoyed. I'm drinking some beers. There was cheap beer there. And then who walks in? My buddy Christian. He's a little bit late that day. And he's having a good old time. And he's got his costume on. He went as a vampire. It was super cool, super lit. Super lit. He's actually the person who got me into raving and dope step. So big shout outs to him. So he's there with his girlfriend and all of her friends. And we get to dancing. This is when we start having a really good time. Clip. See, aren't those transitions fire? Hell yeah. So at this point, the night's going really good. And the night proceeded to go really well until the ganja set came on. Because when ganja came on, I realized that I was getting kind of drunk. And my phone was dangerously low. And the address for the place that I was staying at was in my phone. And a lot of people would have made the smart decision at that point to write that address down so that they would have it, so they could use someone else's phone to call a cab. I didn't do that because my brain don't work good. And so as my phone started to deplete in power and the show wound to an end, I was told about the after hours events, and I was super excited about that. So I hear about after hours. I hear Ganja White Night throwing an after hours party, and I decided I'm going to that. So I hit up Steve. I'm like, hey, Steve, can I catch a ride with you? He says, nope, car's full. I say, hey, Christian, can I catch a ride with you? He says, nope, car's full. But they're both like, you should definitely come. This shit's going to be lit. Get an Uber. So I don't have the Uber app on my phone, and my phone was dying, so I couldn't get the Uber app right then. So I decided to call a cab. This is where the shit hit the fan. Call the cab, set up the time, pick up the Ganja White Night jersey. Everything's going good, right? I'm gonna get to the show. Everything's gonna go fine. Got the location. Say to the cab driver, hey cab driver, this cab driver, and let's talk about this cab driver. So this cab driver pulls up. What I had a problem with was he wasn't very good at being a cab driver. Like, you have to be good at the thing you're doing to get respect from other people. So, I get into this cab, and the first thing the cab driver says to me is, where are you going? And I was like, oh, I'm going to, I forgot the name of the building, but I gave him the name of the venue. I gave him the name of the venue where the after party was. He said, I don't know where that is. I didn't have any information other than just the little piece of paper that had the name of the venue. So I decided I wasn't going to stick to that. I called my friend Nikki. She said she was at a bar. And I decided that I'm going to go to that bar. I tell the guy the name of the bar. I'm like, hey, this is the bar I'm going to. And now, let me bring back, I've ridden in some Ubers before. I do some drinking. I've been in some Ubers, bruh. And every single time I've been in an Uber, Every single time I've been in an Uber, I tell the person the name of a business, and they just MapQuest it on their little MapQuest thing, because they all have them, because they're Uber drivers, and then it comes up, and then they drive there. And you can just be drunk in the back, and as long as you tell them the right business name, they'll take you there. That's what always happens. But not this time, buddy. Because this guy says, where's that? I say, it's like a bar in Des Moines. Like, I would probably just MapQuest it. He said, go ahead and MapQuest it. And now I get that I'm saying MapQuest when nobody uses that shit anymore. But that's what I call it. So I say, go ahead and MapQuest it. And he's like, yeah, go ahead and MapQuest it. And I'm like, my phone's gonna die. Can you do it? And he's parked. We're still parked at the venue. The meter's running, and he's like, I don't have it. You have to do it. I don't know where it is. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And so here I am trying to look up this like bar, and I'm drunk, so I'm like spelling it wrong. I'm like messing it up. Like I'm trying to like say it to my Google Voice, and it's just, did you say Lincoln Park? No, I didn't say Lincoln Park. I said Lincoln Bar. Lincoln Park? You want to play some Lincoln Park? It starts like playing Lincoln Park in the back of the cab. He's like, this is a good song. And I'm like, no, I don't. And he's like, you don't like the song? Why are you playing it? And I'm like, I like the song. I don't know if I like Lincoln Park or not. Dude, just stop. And then like the Google Voice is like freaking out because it's like, here's him talking and it thinks that's part of it. So it's like, do you like songs? And I'm like, no, don't do that. And it's still recording that. And I'm drunk, so everything I say is going into my search engine and messing everything up. So it's been like 10 minutes at this point. And I can't get the address for him. He won't look it up for some weird reason because he doesn't have like a GPS thing at all. So I decided to just go off to my friend's house. The address for my friend Nikki, who I was staying with. I decided I'm just going to go there. She's at the bar, but she said she left a key outside. I call her up. I'm like, sorry, I'm not coming to the bar. I'm actually just going to your house. She says, no, don't go to my house. I didn't actually leave a key. You have to come to the bar. So then I tell her, okay, I need an address for the bar. She's like, why would I know an address for the bar? Just tell the Uber driver to take you there. I'm not in an Uber. I'm in a cab. He won't do that. And she's just like, what? And I'm like, he won't do that. He wants me to tell him where to drive. And so she's like, okay. And she like asks the bartender her address. He gives it to her. Then he like says, oh, and figures that out. And he's like, oh. And then he like acts like he's been there 1,000 times. He's like, oh, there. And I'm like, yeah. Like, you just, that's the name of the place, the thing that I just said. Oh, yeah, I've been there. And I'm like, okay. Now he starts driving there. And here's where things got scary. As he's driving there, I ask the most basic small talk question ever. And I think this is pretty much what most people say to a taxi driver, just because it's a really popular thing to talk about. What do you think of Uber? Because Uber is like the more popular thing. It's pretty much destroyed taxis now. And I expect him to say he hates Uber and me to just politely agree with him because I'm in a cab right now and he's a cab driver, and that was just going to be our bond, and we are going to be best friends, and then we are going to like buy a house together in Tuscany and live in wine country and just live a beautiful life together drinking wine. And then like he was going to have to get a sex change, of course, because I mean I'm not into that, but like, you know, it's a new world. And so I'm talking to him about Uber, and the first thing he says is, oh, Uber's great. I drove for Uber. And I'm like, Uber's great? That's like working at Target and being like, Walmart is lit. Dude, I love Walmart. Walmart is the shit. I used to work at Walmart. And I'm like, so like, if it's great, while you work there? He's like, well, there's a one-way over by the park, and I would drive on it the wrong way. So when I'm on the one way, I would drive the wrong way, and there's cops that'll give you tickets for that. And I'm like, oh, there's cops that'll give you tickets for like endangering the lives of your passengers by going the wrong way on a road? I was not aware. That is crazy. And like, I hate that moment when somebody tells you they did something ridiculously illegal and unsafe, and you have to like, but you're like with them in like a closed situation, so you have to pretend like, that's crazy, you shouldn't have gotten in trouble for that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't see, if you were just driving on a wrong way, like that's an accident and you shouldn't get in trouble. What? And he's like, yeah, I did that a lot when I was driving for Uber, so now I can't drive for Uber anymore because Uber won't let you drive if you have a bunch of tickets. But luckily, Yellow Cab will let you drive. And I said, what? Yeah, Yellow Cab and I was like, so Yellow Cab let you drive even though you drive the wrong way on one ways? And he's like, yeah, they still hired me. And I'm like, okay. And then he gave this like really cool version of the story. It was awesome seeing the story from his perspective. He was like, Yellow Cab gave me a second chance. And I was like, from my perspective, Yellow Cab puts dangerous drivers back on the road with passengers again. And so I'm in the cab just checking, making sure I'm going the right way on every road. And he takes me to the bar. And then again, he says, is this the bar? And I'm like, does the map say it's the bar? And he says, oh, I stopped following the map. And then I say, okay, well, if this is the bar, he says, I hope this is the bar. So I'm just getting out of the car with the least confidence I've ever had. Then I give him a tip or whatever. And then he says, what? No tip. And I was like, how much was it? And he was like, oh, it was $34. And I had given him $42. And I was like, I think I just gave you $6, but... And then it was weird because I just had to keep handing him singles. I'm not good with confrontations, so I just had to keep handing him singles until he like smiled. Because I just didn't know what to do. I'm not good at confrontation, so I just keep handing this man money until he like began to smile, and I believed. And he was like, thank you for the tip. And I think I gave him like $14 for the worst cab ride I'd ever had. I don't know why I would ever tip him that much. And I mean, I'm just glad. Maybe that's the rule. If you don't tip him enough, he just takes you down the wrong way on a one way and leaves you to die. So at this point, my phone is dead. Totally dead. I also don't have my charger cord. But luckily, Nikki had a charger cord, so I figured it was going to be fine. I start having some drinks at the bar. We're having a good time. Everything's going good. And then, at some point, I lose the jersey. The $80 Ganja White Knight jersey that I had purchased for one of my friends. That was regrettable. Now, I could have lived past that. That one really wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, it was a cost thing, but shit happens when you party naked. I wasn't that mad about it. What I was mad about was my charger cord. So that became a lot more of a problem later. You see, I get there, and party ends at the bar. Things end up closing down. Nikki's friend gives her a ride home. Well, gives both of us a ride back to her house. I pass out on her couch. I wake up in the morning. I wake up super early when I've been drinking. I don't know why that is, but I woke up super early and I was just ready to leave. Like, I always am for some reason. I think it's just because I don't like sleeping in other people's houses. So I'm like ready to go. So it's like 9 in the morning. Pop out of bed. Nikki's still asleep. I leave some money on the counter for her to just thank her for dropping me off. And then I steal a charger cord because we some gangsters in here. And because I left the money, so I didn't really care. I knew she had another charger, because cord. I was like, I'll plug that into my charger in my car. So I get in my car, plug my phone in, yada yada, let's get this GPS, let's get home. Now, one thing that's very important is I locked the door on the way out of Nikki. She had told me to do that because she lives in what she described as a questionable neighborhood. So I locked the door on my way out. I don't have a key. She's asleep. And all I need to do is charge my phone, set GPS, get home, relax. I don't get home. I get in the car and I plug in the charger. And it gives me that stupid, evil light that says, phone charging ridiculously slow because this isn't the right charger for your phone. Because even though it fits, it's not going to work because your phone needs a specific charger. So I'm sitting here trying to charge my phone so I can go to my house because I'm sorry, I'm not Lewis and Clark and I just can't like north, east, west, south my way back to Mason City from Des Moines. So I'm just like stuck. And I don't even know how to get back to the freeway. Oh, like, use street signs. Street signs? What? Street signs are what shows up on your GPS. Like little square green things. They don't have those in real life. That's a lie. So, I'm trying to charge my phone. Phone won't charge. I don't have a whole lot of cash because of the Jersey incident. So the last thing I want to do is buy a charger. Also, I don't really know where a place you can buy a charger is because I don't live in Des Moines. And I don't want to wake Nikki up by knocking on her door to her locked house because she is asleep. So I'm fucked. And I go drive around basically. I find a McDonald's and I get this lady to give me directions back to the freeway. Now, a lot of people would have asked the lady what direction to go on the freeway, but I am not that smart. She was kind enough to tell me to go north, which is the direction that I am very aware Mason City is from Des Moines, but I don't know what way north is. Or what way that would be on the freeway, exit and entrance. So I get on the freeway and I pray to all the gods of the world. I have no charge on my phone. I have no whereabouts guesstimate on the freeway. And I'm doing the never eat shredded wheat thing where I'm like, okay, that the sun. I remember I figured it out by the Japanese flag. I was like, the land of the rising sun, because it's in the east, and that's where the sun rises, and the sun's over there. So that means sunrise over there. That's east. Never eat shredded wheat. And I was like, it's east, and it's on the right side, so I'm probably good. I had about 20% confidence as I'm driving. I start passing towns I kind of remember. Then I realized that I've gone to raves all around this freaking state. And especially because I've gone to raves out in Cedar Rapids and Cedar Falls, which are south of Des Moines. So I'm just screwed all around there. And I was not a happy camper at all until I saw 104 miles to Mason City. 104 miles to Mason City. Yes. I cannot describe the level of joy when I realized that I had just manufactured a yeet to get myself all the way from Des Moines with no navigational beacons besides road signs, and I guess my car has a compass in it. I found that out later. Someone told me. I did not know that previously. But it does have a compass. And it tells you when you're going north. That would have been good to know beforehand. A lot of things would have been good to know beforehand. And that's why it's important to plan when you go on these trips, because you could freaking die. Yeah. So that's my story.
I'm sorry if it seems super erratic, but I just wanted to get it out there because